Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to a township called Vaughan. Now Vaughan is a small village in the Shire of Mount Alexander in the state of Victoria. It's 12 kilometres or 7.45 miles south of Castlemaine, and Vaughan is a former gold mining township on the Loddon River. Vaughan is in an agricultural area but partly surrounded by state forest and is about 100 kilometres or 62.1 miles northwest of Melbourne the State Capital. In 1914 the first part of a large public reserve was set aside, enclosing mineral springs and parkland. The reserve runs along the Loddon River and Fry's Creek and is planted with exotic trees. The springs were found when gold sluicing took place in the early 1900s. Now I believe that sluicing is where they use high pressure water in the gold mining process or discovery. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I believe that to be the case. Vaughan also has a large historic cemetery with a Chinese section. Camping, which is free, is available in the Mineral Springs Reserve, and walks and fossicking are available both there and in bushland north and south of Vaughan. The population of Vaughan at the 2016 census was 64. However, in 1851, the population was around 550. The Vaughan Post Office first opened on the 15th of March 1859 and closed in 1922. It opened again in 1947 and closed for the last time in 1968. As mentioned, free camping is available in the township of Vaughan at the springs, and they are managed by Parks Victoria. So without further ado, let's check out the township of Vaughan. This is like a real roller coaster, this road. She goes straight down. Wow. Now this is where you really want to have some sort of soapbox little cart, or a billy cart as we'd call it in Australia. The speed you generate would be phenomenal. Oh, now I'm going to make it up this hill. Woo. Well, I have to change down. Ah, we've made it. Wow, that is one steep dip. Now I believe this to be the same bridge in the earlier historic photos from the 1940s. Coming up is the humble little sign to Vaughan. Here we are entering Vaughan Springs under the arches here, and this is where the free caravan park is, the swimming pool is, the playground is, and where you can get free mineral water from, and also nearby is that cemetery with the Chinese connection. Now, just a quick note, for some reason the GoPro cameras were overheating and giving me a warning, but also in this particular area, using the drone, the signal was very poor, and unfortunately the aerial footage is limited as we had crashed the drone. Nothing serious, it's an easy fix. I think the part that I've already ordered was about $8 to be delivered, and basically what happens is once you lose signal, it returns to home, and because I was following the creek or the river, the height was different, and it made a direct line back to where I was, and it clipped a tree.
Houston, say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main beam bus undervolt.
Roger, main beam undervolt. Okay, stand by 13, we're looking at it.
Whoops. Let's go and check out things that haven't changed in over 80 to 100 years. As we can see in the background, we have the slide, that's still there. Coming up is the Mineral Springs fountain. There's two in total in the area that you pump out the water for yourself. There's the train track and train surround with the shed for the miniature train that we saw earlier. Here we have an original looking bench seating, and behind that we have the sports lawn track. Now I believe the track to be like the 100-yard dash, so it wouldn't be in metres because of its age, and we were in feet and inches back in the day. Also coming around is what appears to be a canteen to serve refreshments, and that doesn't look original to when this whole area was first designated as a springs and play area. As you can see, there are serving areas and large windows, but I don't believe it's as old as the rest of the place. There is also a windmill to pump up the water. Now we'll continue on to one of the original toilet blocks. It's no longer in commission, it's been totally void of all plumbing, but it gives you an idea on how the structures were actually made. Toilet blocks. Interesting. This is the other side of the toilet blocks. There's no indications if it's male or female as they've been decommissioned. There's no plumbing going to this at all. And any water or pipes have all long gone. It's interesting to see the bricks. I can only guess and say that's the men's. There's the urinal, I guess. And I'd imagine there's probably, in this day, would have had basins and sinks here. But yeah, it's interesting. So you get to see how they used to do their bricklaying, what type of bricks they were using. Seems like the inside is pretty much regular bricks, but the outside, they just used whatever was available in the area, I guess. It looks pretty good. I'm glad they left it here. I'll be able to match it up with some of the photos, the historical photos that I was able to find. So there you go. So this is just a different angle of the toilet block. It is quite steep, so it would have required a bit of effort to get up there. I don't think it's disabled friendly at all. So we're now sort of entering into the area of the swimming pool. Now, I can only surmise that this little pool here, so it is a bit sort of grotty, would be like a kiddie's pool, I'd imagine, or people who just want to sit and soak. And then you'd come up here, where they've got this, I'm not sure what you'd call it, a weir, a dam. And I think you'll see that in some of the earlier footage, kids were swimming here all the time. I think it's still okay to swim. I did see a group that's just arrived and they've got those large, like tyre inner tubes, but they're not tyre inner tubes, they're actually quite colourful and for kids to sit in, or adults, and paddle around. So yeah, I can see that that tree just over there was in regular use for kids to climb across and jump in, I guess. There is a lookout up the top there in the centre of your screen now. So yeah, this is quite a little township, and this is all within one area. So this is the campground area, this is the playground area, it's the swimming hole as well. So it's all in one area, and the camping ground is not even a stone throw. If you're a good football player, you could kick a torpedo pretty much into this area from the campsite. And you can see, I don't know if you can see that if it comes up in the picture, there is a rope hanging into the water. So I'm assuming kids get to that rope, pull it over to that tree and have a swing. So yeah, so it does get used. I'm sure the locals come here often, and people who like to come in this area or know of this area would use this swimming pool. So I've just come around to this trunk that's in the water and this tree, and as I mentioned, with that rope, the kids have, or their parents have helped them and placed like ladder steps that they could climb up and access to get that rope, which is pretty good. So as you can see, there are barbecues, and for some reason they're in the water. I'm sure that'll be corrected. Now this is a car park further in to where I've parked the motorcycle, but it's all on the same road. You can't get lost. This is the dead end part of it. This is where I guess you'd probably do a U-turn and come back out and go right past me. But yeah, I think if you looked at the older photos, or the older historical photos, not too much has changed. Okay, it's a nice lady. Stopped to see if I was okay, and I explained to her I was just taking some shots. Okay, time to make our way to lunch somewhere. And this, I think, is the last feature we'll see in this town. And I suspect it's got something to do with the gold mining and the way they went about retrieving it out of the ground, maybe. I'll have to look it up and see what they say about this
this feature. It's very much in a gully, and this was extensively gold mined back in the days. And we're talking like, I think it was the 1870s, 1880s or something like that. So we're not talking in recent times. This is a long time ago, when probably the population of Melbourne itself was probably 1 million, maybe even less. And then you had people coming out this way to seek their fortune. Now I'm just going off the beaten track a little bit. From the roadside, I saw this particular old farmhouse, and I thought, I wonder if I can get to it, and it looks like I can via this track. Now, there is no signs to say no trespassing or whatever, but you've got to be respectful, and I'd like to think I am. And there is the property in question. Look at that. That is fantastic. Wow. Now there is a gate there. I might park the bike up and maybe walk to it. She's a beauty. And if you look up on the hill there, there's a few more. There's I would say a number of homes that I can see immediately in this vicinity. There's probably about 5, 6, about 8. And there's 3 of them that are just like this one. And it looks like they've been repaired just to a bare minimum to make it some shelter. But we'll go have a look. There is a gate right there. If I get told off, I get told off, I guess. But I'm just going to go with my camera. And who knows, maybe it was a gold miner's cottage, but I doubt it. I think it's more of a farm property. So yeah, we'll park up the bike here and let's go have a look at this it does look like a farmhouse. There's a lot of old walls. I'm not sure what was that back there, but we'll go have a look. It's a magnificent tree right here, absolutely magnificent. Now I'd like to get the drone up, unfortunately the batteries have expired, but let's go have a look. Okay, so here's the gate. I don't see any cattle here. We'll go have a look. Someone's obviously looking after it. There's a row of flowers here, which is lovely. Oh, I think you walk here. Let's not disturb anything. Wow. Look at this tree. This is some tree. Look at this guy. Hey, you'd have a few stories to tell. And then you've got this structure here, which really does look like, could it be a house? Could that be the main house? Or was it sheds for cattle or something? No idea. But if you know, if you're a farmer who has history in the area or have lived in the area, so you've got an entry point there, walls right around, and then you've got another entry point there. But this guy, the tin roof has been redone, but with old corrugated roofing. Just a beautiful setting. Absolutely beautiful. That's the view. Let's go into the balcony. People have walked here, so I don't know if it's the owner that's walked here or just people off the street have walked here. But that's your view. Now over in the distance you'll see a four-wheel drive in the driveway, and that's also got the old rustic corrugated roof, but obviously it could be a weekend place for someone, or it could be a farmer. Another property over there that's definitely occupied. But behind this huge tree in the middle of your screen, there's about 3 houses there that are also looking worse for wear. Now, this is quite interesting. This thing leads to nothing. It's like a lookout. So here we are. This is your view from your veranda. Looks like they have a fireplace going at times. But it's interesting that, oh, there's a door here. So I'm not going to open it. So it is possible to get in. Shall we try? Let's try. I don't want to cause anyone any mischief. Oh, look at that. You can get in. So wow, there you go. It looks like someone's trying to do something here. The windows are all good. It's a pity they don't have a doorway to the balcony so you can look straight out. It's terrific. Anyway, it's all good. Close this. Like that. So the wind doesn't catch it. We'll go up here. So yeah, so it looks like maybe there's another structure here, or it may be just storage. And down the back there, I don't know if you can see that. I can't zoom in with this device, unfortunately. There's another fence, maybe the boundary fence or something. But this is quite deep. This has like a cellar to it. And as you can see, there are steps running into the cellar. Well, what I presume is the cellar. So if we go down, no idea. It's broken up in 2 sections. So you've got one section, there's your wall. So you've got one section there for, I don't know. Do you keep pigs there? I don't know, no idea. And do you keep, in this section, cows and horses? But I don't think so. I have a sneaking suspicion, on closer inspection, that behind this tree there was once a fireplace. So there you go. Maybe this was the first home built at this location, and the one that we just went to, which I'll climb out to check out, is the second. And then again, it sort of more looks like a storage shed then. But anyway, it is what it is. It was worth a stop. I found it fascinating. And if anyone knows the story, why you'd have two buildings designed and placed where they are like this, by all means, make that comment. Because I definitely don't know. I'm only surmising, guessing, and speaking aloud. But I do love this tree. This tree's fantastic. Just one more zip of the tree. Look at that. Fantastic. All right. Let's continue on to find a place to have lunch.
So here we are, coming to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give us that thumbs up. Please subscribe. The goal is 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully one day it'll pay for my meal at a pub as I travel around, and also put some fuel in my motorbike or car, depending on what sort of mode of transport I have. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.